This video is brought to you by Umang Software Technologies. Umang is an award-winning software company and a leading ICT from Goa, India, providing software solutions and services to clients across the globe. Umang is the best when it comes to development and re-engineering of software, web and mobile applications. Umang, software outsourcing redefined.
Recession is a very relative term, though many economists have defined as per their convenience or their understanding. Recession to the globe is a very different term where everything is being accounted for. There exists a very open, transparent economy as against there are other economies in the world, emerging economies, very high consuming economies, high middle class economies, and there the definition of recession is different. But unfortunately our economics is dominated by US and West, and probably we adopt those two. In a country like India, where we even acknowledge today that a parallel economy exists, and there have been public debates about the kind of unaccounted money, the black money, when we say the money which is shifted out of India, but the money that is parked within this country itself is huge. When you talk of this money, somewhere this money is getting rotated. So in India, there is a formal system where a formal accounting and system works, and we look at it as one type of recession. So that recession, probably we can say the lack of demand on account of lack of economic activity. I mean, sometimes we create more financial activity and not economic activity. We call a recession when the demand grows down, but we need to see in terms of overall demand. The buying capacity of the system from this formal category also needs to be seen. Sometimes there is a fall of demand, income levels go. We are not an exporting nation. Our contribution to the global trade is ranging between 0.8 to 1%, which is very negligible. So as such, we don't depend on the globe, and hence global recession may not really impact us. We have our own inherent system which can sustain the demand, and we are grossly underutilized. We have a formal system where everything is accounted, people pay through credit card or check, accounted cash, and in such a system you can easily make out what is the demand. But quite a substantial portion of India also is a cash economy, which is untapped, unaccounted. As such, we have no means of knowing what is the demand, what is the consumption, where the goods are consumed, because there is no record. From the production stage till the last stage, the complete value chain is absent from a documentation. So there is a demand, but we don't know what is the demand. We don't know whether there is a recession, but we know certainly the large industry sustains on that. This is what we need to see India from all this perspective. There is a huge formal system, there is a huge informal system. Both probably complement each other. India is very unique, and the recession has to be very factually ascertained. We have multiple Indias within India. We have a rich India, we have one of the poorest India. We have an urban India, we have very, very rural India. We have a very highly educated India, we have a very highly uneducated, illiterate India. So there is a challenge. And when we talk of recession, we also need to understand these parameters which are aligned to our system. So having a very limited reach, but they are absolutely amazing the wealth, their investment is very essential. Government has now last 7-8 years has shown a very constant trend of reducing the level of subsidies so that the money is available at the hands of the government and not at the hands of the industrialists. So I feel India doesn't have a recessionary trend. Our GDP is growing at a rate of almost 6%, and that's the best. Brazil is -1%, China is at 5%, West and Europe and US is flat, Japan is flat, and India is one of the growing economies. So we don't have a recession. There exists an opportunity Today, for example, electronics is the third highest import of India. We get 90% from China. Obviously, the jobs would be created in China. The economic activity would be created in China, not in India. So, do you have a recession? No, you have a demand for the goods. There is a demand. The consumption is there. But lack of demand also enables that they are not able to get productive jobs. They get underpaid. As they are underpaid, they are not able to buy and spending is restricted. As the spending is restricted, we call low growth or recession, but that's not the recession. Recession is where overall economy slows down. Our economy is strong. Once your yield goes up, your productivity will go up. The supply chain within the country will flourish. Your cost of doing business within the country will come down. You become economical. So if you become economical, you will not create demand for other countries. You will create demand for your own made products and you will be competitive. You're not doing it and letting someone else exploit an opportunity is a recession. It's not a recession. It's your miscalculation. Time is to make in India. Time is to create a new emerging India and create a leader India. We should come wholeheartedly, stop criticizing, start partnering. We all should work in building up our own India so that we don't become a dependent country. So recession doesn't exist in India. It's not going to be there ever. There might be some slowdown because we haven't planned last 15 years well. We will beat everyone's expectations. We will travel much beyond the plans that has been put up before us. And I think we are going to be a very unbelievable country in the future.